What's up, guys? So I made a poll on my Instagram the other day asking people what their biggest struggle was, whether it was not having a plan to follow, consistency, whatever. And almost everybody voted consistency. So today I am going to talk about how to stay consistent. That was a terrible line. Let's do it again. How to stay consistent. Okay. So this is something that I've experienced over the years because, at the end of the day, I am a very consistent person with my training, with my business, etc. And I want to help others do the same. That's almost like why I have a business, right? um, so we're gonna walk through this. Okay. I have a lot of notes for you guys. I got my iPad up right here, so I'm gonna be drawing on the screen and going through everything for you. So hopefully this is a really good demonstration. I've actually never done a Miro board like this before. And I filmed this video yesterday and the file got corrupted. So I'm filming it again. So it's going to be better this time. Take two, right? So we're going to go ahead and dive on in. All right. Why you can't stay consistent. All right. Let's go up here. You start strong, right? You fall off, you restart, you repeat. Okay. So your problem really at the end of the day, it's not consistency, right? It's structure. The problem isn't consistency. Okay, it's structure. All right, my handwriting, I do not have good handwriting at all. Okay, so hopefully it's legible. um, but yeah, I mean that is at the end of the day, this is the problem right here, right? This is the problem. Not consistency, it's structure. Okay. And I'm gonna help you guys solve that problem. Okay. Because these are the things that I've learned over the years. No clear goal, right? You have vague intentions, you have vague results, you have no plan, you're guessing what to do in the gym every day, you're just winging it, all right? You're relying on motivation. This is a good one because motivation fades, discipline stays, right? Your feelings are unreliable. If I listened to the way I feel every single day, I would not be where I am right now, okay? And this all or nothing mindset, being a perfectionist, okay? Again, bear with me on my handwriting. I can do better, okay, but I don't, whatever. Being a perfectionist, okay, you don't have to do everything perfect every single time, and if you miss a day, that's okay. All right, but what's going on here with you is, you're missing a day, and then you're being way too hard on yourself, and you're spiraling out of control, and then you quit. Okay, that's really at the end of the day, that's what's happening. And you're not lazy, you're not inconsistent because you're lazy, right? You're inconsistent because nothing is set up to keep you consistent. You don't have that structure and that system that you need. That's what I use. I use structure, I use system, I have everything planned out. Sorry, that was my phone vibrating. um I have everything planned out, and I just got to show up. Okay, I don't have to guess if what I'm doing is working. I just got to show up, right? Consistency isn't motivation, right? Like I just said, I just said this to you guys, Motivation fades, discipline stays, okay? Systems remain, systems work, your environment matters, your identity matters. These two things are tied together, okay? The people you surround yourself with, the environment you put yourself in, it helps you create your identity, right? The saying goes like you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with the most, right? So if you're hanging around people that are holding you back and constantly doing the old habits that were holding you back, it's going to be harder, right? The key here, be, don't Don't just do. Okay. You have to be somebody who shows up every single day. That has to be your identity. Like it's going to be automatic for you. That for me at this point, this is my identity. Running my business, going to the gym, showing up consistently, achieving the goals that I set for myself. That's my identity. Like, yeah, I'm just somebody who does that. Okay, if your identity is, you're stuck in this victim mindset, you're like, oh, I fail every time. Like I'm somebody who keeps fucking up. I can't stay consistent. Blah blah blah. That's gonna hold you back. You have to start shifting your identity. It's like manifesting almost, right? It's built. It's not forced. Okay. How I fixed it. Okay. The solution to being consistent. There really is no perfect plan, right? Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect at the end of the day. Okay. But the best way to improve yourself and stay consistent, you got to have goals. Okay. You need to have goals, and you can't just say, I'm going to lose weight. You can't just say, I'm going to start going to the gym. You can't say, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to do, like, you can't just say you're going to do something. You have to write them down. Okay. They have to be specific. Oh, that's the eraser. Hold on. They have to be specific. They have to be measurable, and they have to be time based. Okay. So for me, when I first started doing this, you guys see my transformation all the time. When I first started doing that, I wrote down my goals. I wanted to do a triathlon. Oh, wait. Do a triathlon. I wanted to get jacked. Which meant gaining like 15 pounds. And I signed up for my triathlon, right? So I had to do it I had to be ready for it by that date, which was July 2025. Okay. And keep in mind, this was over the span of, a year, 2 years, right? Once I started really building my physique and started training for a triathlon. I'm not saying it takes 2 years to train for a triathlon, but, I wanted to prove something to myself. And so I just started showing up. Okay. But that has to be time based, right? You can't just say, I'm going to get jacked. You can't just say, I'm going to lose some weight. You got to say, I want to lose 50 pounds 6 months from now. That's kind of a lot. But, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 12 months. You can definitely do that. You just got to be specific, and you got to fucking put them somewhere where you can see. Okay, I can't show you my mirror right now because I'm on my computer, but I have a bunch of sticky notes on my mirror right over there. And I look at my goals every single morning when I'm brushing my teeth, every single night when I'm brushing my teeth, every time I fucking take a shit and have to wash my hands, I see my goals right there. Okay, so it reminds you of what you're working towards. Step 2, I didn't just start randomly training all willy-nilly, right? I didn't start eating random food. I didn't start scheduling stuff on my own. I didn't start with randomness, okay? No randomness, okay? Like I said earlier, if you're working out randomly, if you're not following a structure, it's going to be hard to stick to, okay? It's not going to hold you accountable. What did I do? I got a training plan from my business partner and my twin brother, Johnny. Okay, he's really smart. He knows how to work with high-level athletes. He knows how to work with regular people. He knows fucking everything about that shit, right? I don't. I'll be the first to say that, but I trust him, and he's the one that got me my results. He's the one that wrote my training plan for my triathlon, right? He's the one that told me what to eat, and he's the one that gave me the schedule I needed and the structure I needed to remove the guesswork from the gym. All I had to do was show up. Okay. It's that simple. Okay. It's not easy, but it is simple, right? Consistency comes from not having to think. Next, you have to raise your standards. Okay, this is where your non-negotiables come in. You have to raise your standards. Minimum actions, daily habits, showing up, and not having a 0 day. Okay, so what a 0 day is would be like a complete cheat day where you fucking sit on the couch, you get drunk as fuck, you get high as fuck, you eat shitty food, you don't walk, you don't work out, you don't go to the gym. That's a 0 day where you just be a complete fucking chud, right? If you're gonna miss the gym, go for a walk. Okay. If you're gonna eat a bad dessert, have good meals the whole day prior. Like it's about being 1% better every single day. Okay. 1% better. Okay. Every single day. So the best way to do that is implementing just small daily habits and tasks that you can stick to every single day. All right. If you've never read the book Atomic Habits, I have it right here, right in my bookshelf. Okay. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Read that book. Okay. I'm not one to tell you to read a million self-help books because at the end of the day, I don't think that they always help that much as actually just taking action helps a lot more than just reading stuff, right? That's like stroking your ego. But having small daily habits and tasks that you do every single day is going to help you immensely. Okay. Cause it's going to keep you locked in. Right. And then just show up. Okay. Do you think that I wanted to show up every single day? You think I wanted to go swim for an hour after I've been working all day? You think I wanted to come home after a long day of work and sit on my trainer in my living room and ride my bike for 2 hours and then go for a run afterwards? It's like a lot of these people you see that are putting in the work and being consistent, they don't wake up wanting to do that shit every day. They lose motivation. They're tired. They're burnt out. But if you really want these goals as bad as you say you do, okay, you got to make sacrifices, right? Consistency isn't perfect execution. It's just showing up when it's not ideal. All right. And you can't have everything, right? So you have to make some sacrifices. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Can't have your cake and eat it too. I like that saying. I don't know why. But, time is finite, right? Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. All right. Your energy depletes as the day goes on. You're going to get more tired, right? So you have to prioritize what really matters to you. Your priorities matter. If your priorities lie in getting in shape, going to the gym and accomplishing your goals, you're going to sacrifice sleeping in, going to bed early sometimes. You're going to sacrifice the weekends out with your friends. You're going to sacrifice the shitty foods. You're going to sacrifice your comfortability for growth. All right. And this is where, right, your results reflect your priorities. Okay, so if your priorities lie in staying comfortable, your results in your body and your mindset and your discipline is going to reflect that. If your results lie in growth and achieving your goals, your priorities are going to reflect that. Okay, so this is really where this identity shift becomes mandatory, right? You have to become the person, like I said earlier. Become the person. Okay. Instead of saying I try to work out, you say I train, right? You have to be, I call it being a doer. All right. You don't try, you do. I'm going to put this one in bright red for you. Be a doer. All right. Not a don'ter. I say that all the time. Okay. Your habits equal your identity, which is what defines who you are. And it's proof to yourself. Okay. Every rep is a vote for the person that you're becoming. Okay. Your habits equal your identity. Okay. You're voting for your future self. You're voting for the person 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years from now that already has what you want. Okay. This is how you build confidence. You don't get consistent, then become confident, right? You get consistent and that builds confidence. Okay. Confidence is not bought, it's built. You have to earn it. Okay. I didn't just wake up confident one day, right? I used to struggle with confidence a lot, and everybody does. Okay. You have to earn it. So you have to give yourself proof. Okay. Confidence comes from having proof that you can keep a promise to yourself, right? Confidence comes from showing up every single day and proving it to yourself. Okay. If you have to prove it to other people, I mean, whatever helps motivate you. But at the end of the day, right, prove it to yourself. That's how you build the confidence. Okay. What helps with that? Tracking your progress, taking progress pictures, tracking the weight on your scale. I mean, seeing it laid out in front of you is going to help you immensely. Okay. Check the box, create streaks. There's apps you can get for habit streaks if that's something that really helps you. Like I said, whatever motivates you, use it to your advantage. Okay. And don't feel selfish or self centered for doing that. And look at the data. Okay. That's the training apps that we use, it tracks everything for you. It tracks your lifts. We can track your weight. We can track everything for you because the proof is in the pudding, right? That's what everybody says. You have to track stuff and it's going to make it rewarding when you see, because over time, over a year, 6 months, you're not going to notice huge differences. But when you look back in time and seeing where you started to where you are now, it's going to be quite a big difference, right? I'm going to talk briefly just about what worked for me. I touched on it earlier a little bit, right? But follow structure. Follow structure. Okay, stop making it up. You should know what to do. Okay, it's going to make it way easier. I stayed consistent despite how I felt, unless I was like sick or completely burnt out. I stayed consistent. I showed up, did all of my scheduled workouts. Okay, obviously you need to have rest days. I'm not saying fucking go all out every single day. All right, you got to have rest days. You got to prioritize recovery, right? But even on the worst days, something got done. Okay, and when you show up when you least want to, that's when it feels the best. That's one thing that I've learned over the years. When I did the things that I didn't want to do, they were always the most rewarding at the end. Okay, it feels good to show up. Okay, when you get that workout done, when you get that lift done, you're going to be so glad that you did it. Versus if you just skipped it and went home, you're going to wake up the next morning and be like, fuck, I wish I went to the gym. Like, I wish I did that. I wish I didn't let my feelings get in the way. Would you rather say, I wish I didn't, or would you rather say, I'm glad I did? You got to think about it like that. And then habits, like I keep saying, you got to focus on your habits. They're huge. Okay. It's a compound effect. Every single day, 1% better. At the beginning of the year is 0%. At the end of the year, 365%. Right? Process over outcome every single time. This is one of the things that I have written up on my mirror over there. Process over the outcome. Okay. If you're thinking short term, if you're trying to take shortcuts, you're never going to get there. You have to think long term and you have to focus on the process and the habits that you need to do every single day to get to where you want to go. Right? So, how to apply this? How can you apply this? Easiest way, start small, start simple, build momentum, and track the small wins. Okay? Every win matters. Even if you lost 1 pound, that matters. If your bench press went up 5 pounds, that matters. If your mile time dropped by 5 seconds, that matters. Every single win matters because it helps you build that momentum. which is so important. Okay. Pick one to two habits and master them. Don't overcomplicate it. All right. Simple beats perfect every single time. And build that momentum. All right. Compound effect is real. It's not just a money thing. So, if you need help, this is what I do for a living. Okay. We give our guys structure. It's out of frame. We give them guidance and motivation. Okay. I'm not a motivational speaker, but if you need some motivation, dude, I can help you out. Okay. We tell you what to do. We help you figure out what to eat, what training plans to do, what workouts to do. All you have to do is show up. Okay. Learning from somebody who's done it before, from a high level coach, from somebody who has coached thousands of athletes and real life people, we know what we're doing. Okay. And we'll hold you accountable. All right. We're in your corner. We're rooting for you and we're keeping you honest. We're going to call you out on your bullshit because that's our job. Okay. Structure, guidance, motivation, accountability. Right. So, to sum everything up here, right? Final truth. It's not about motivation. It's not about luck. It's about having structure and then you just showing up and doing the thing, executing, right? All it takes is a system that you can actually follow. Something based around your life, your goals, just something based around you, okay? It was not a cookie cutter program. Everybody is different, all right? You don't need more motivation. You need a system that you can actually follow. It's that simple. Okay. So, this is about the about all you need to know when it comes to staying consistent. All right. Consistency is key and I want to help you. Okay. So if you need help, DM me on Instagram. There's a Calendly link in the bio of in the description. You can book a time to talk with Johnny and I. And follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channels. I post helpful stuff like this all the time because at the end of the day, my goal is to help people who are struggling in something that I used to struggle with, right? So I hope you found this. I hope you found this valuable. And, like I said, subscribe, follow, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'll see you next time.